Welcome back. Now that our painting has dried, we are going to practice using other techniques that we learned in our demonstration. The next one being that we are going to use dry brush. Now remember, dry brush is that you have a dry brush, so you wipe it on your paper towel, you have wet paint, and this is really good to get really dark direct lines. So I'm using the same color I'm doing, and I'm going to go and fit in between the areas I have. You can, of course, touch the other paints that you've done, but it makes it a little more interesting to have a little bit of white. So dry brush, wet paint, and I'm just going to continue doing the same type of organic line that I've been doing. You can see that I'm not making it even necessarily against something else. I'm making it to where it makes it, or it's just kind of unique. Now, I can do that again, or I can use regular watercolor, wet brush, wet paint, and I can do another line here. How about I make this one where it touches the other one I did? You can see they're going to have slightly different values because they were painted at different times and with different amounts of water. It just makes things a little bit more interesting. And maybe I wanted to add some more wet on wet and make some of my edges darker. I can also do that. One thing about watercolor that's fun is that you can kind of push the color around. You can't take it back. You can't necessarily layer it as intensely as with acrylic paint, but there's a lot of cool things you can do with it. So I will take a final picture so you can see it from a better angle, but you can see now I'm using my time, adding some darker values, adding more to what I've already done. All right, now the last thing we are going to do is add black. Now black is really intense. A little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to use dry brush, but I'm not going to be afraid to touch where it's wet. And you're going to notice that when things that are wet are beside each other, they're going to blend together. But what I like it is that it kind of gives a really craggy and natural look that agates have. So you can see here, I'm just getting a dry brush. Actually, now I have a dry brush. And I'm just going to do a little line. Maybe I'm a little, go back and forth, little pet, pet, pet. And you can see it blends a little bit with my purple and makes it to where it has a nice edge. I'm not making it thick. I'm not making it to where it's super intense. And sometimes it's thin. Sometimes it touches the purple. You can make it however you want. And I definitely encourage making more than one. It makes it to where the better you get, and you can try different designs. And there we have it. Leave my brush. When you clean, you just clean out your brush. It'll dry, and close your color. Dump out your water and let this dry. Now, there are some other kind of things you can add to it. You can always add salt. You just get a little pinch of salt and add it to the really wet water, and it'll soak up some of the water and make it have a really interesting texture. That's a fun thing. Just wait for it to dry before you rub the salt off. Can also get glitter or glitter glue, and the examples I have posted on the lesson plan, you can see that there's normally 1 or 2 little lines of glitter glue that just kind of make it to where it has that mineral shiny look. But I hope that was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.